This is Jayashree, CWC Wellness Champion for nearly 3 years. Let me introduce Akshaya Ramakrishnan. She's a biosciences undergrad student and a wellness intern.
Hi, everyone. My name is Akshaya Ramakrishnan. Today, I'll be talking about managing stress as a college student. So as we all know, college can be a hard time for all of us, especially adjusting to a new environment. And there's several factors of stress that can induce anxiety in students. Some of them being dietary changes, changes in our sleep patterns, in our sleep schedule, academic stress, and just in general, like adjusting to a new environment, especially that first year, can be overwhelming for a lot of us. We're interacting with students from multiple different cultural backgrounds from all over the world. We are adjusting to these new social settings. And at the same time, we're gaining this sort of sense of independence in college, where we're having to do a lot of the things that normally at home would be done for us on our own, on top of academics, on top of studying. So today I'll be talking more about the strategies that we as students can use to combat some of the stress and overcome the hurdles and challenges that we may face as students. So first I'll go over dietary changes and our patterns. Okay, so in terms of dietary patterns, right? In our daily schedule in college, we have very little time to eat meals in between our classes. And as a result, we're unable to eat for longer periods of time. And when our body reaches that 8-hour period of not eating, what happens is that we get stressed, and then what happens is our body tends to use the energy from the stored fats in our body to kind of overcome that hunger for a long period of time. And this in the long run could lead to lower metabolism. And because we have such less time to eat our meals, a lot of students fall prey to unhealthy eating or convenience eating, where we're eating snacks, snacking on small foods, or eating from vending machines. And so that contributes to us having more carbohydrates and fat and less of protein and dietary fibers as a part of our meals. And so as a rule of thumb, what I like to do is, as a vegetarian, there sometimes might be very limited options in the dining hall. And so if I absolutely have to eat that slice of pizza or some bread with my meals, I make sure that I'm balancing it out with a cup of vegetables, a cup of fruits, or a salad with each and every one of my meals. And so I think that's really important to have wholehearted, nutritious meals for every time of the day. And, the loss of appetite in college can also be due to the higher academic stress. So what I think is important is that we all have consistent academic schedules and always put ourselves first. So if we see that we're hungry, if we're sensing that change in our body, we should tend to our body's needs immediately, because it is important that we eat nutritiously in college to be able to stay focused in our classes. And now I'll be talking about how changes in our sleep patterns can cause stress and negative health consequences in women. So a lot of us in college, we're studying late at night, we're studying early mornings to finish an assignment or study for an exam. And a lot of that late night study contributes to changes in our circadian rhythm. These past 2 years, I had the amazing opportunity of conducting research with Dr. Cheryl Thompson from the Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine, where we researched on the relationship between breast cancer and sleep apnea, which is a severe sleeping disorder. And, as a part of our background research, what we noticed is a lot of these sleep disruptions, such as late night studying or late night work shifts, cause an increase in oxidative stress in women. And so what is oxidative stress, right? Oxidative stress is a disturbance in the balance of the reactive oxygen species that we're producing in our body and some of the antioxidant mechanisms that are occurring as a part of our immune system. So an increase in oxidative stress over time can lead to possible tissue damage, and other health conditions like diabetes mellitus. And so what we found is that consistency is key when it comes to your sleep schedule. Sleeping and waking up at the same time is very crucial in order to stay healthy. And at the same time, when your sleep schedule is set straight, your academic schedule is also organized, because that way you set that defined boundary between studying and taking rest throughout the day. So now I'll be going over academic stress. So this is just an overview of the statistics that I gathered from a health company that focuses on stress in college students in the US. So what we see here is 40% of students are reporting getting distracted while they're studying, right? They have a lot of distractions. 30% of students are feeling very overwhelmed. They don't know where to start with their exam preparation or completing that assignment. And then there's 12% of students that are stating a lack of motivation, where they're saying, I don't like doing my schoolwork, I don't want to prepare for the exam, I don't want to complete this assignment. And what I've noticed in a lot of us, including myself, is that we have this mindset of, I need to get good grades, right? Instead of I want to get good grades. And this is because a lot of us want to get into a career after college. We want to go to grad school. We want to go to medical school or law school. And what tends to happen as a result is we put more stress and concentration on the mere letter grade that we receive for an exam or in a class, instead of focusing on what we truly enjoy learning as a part of our classes. And so a shift to a more positive mindset, where we're saying, I want to get good grades, right? Instead of saying I need. I think a shift just in that simple phrase can make a huge difference. That way you're approaching your academics more positively. You are truly enjoying your classes that you're taking as a part of your major. And the higher grades is just a natural, organic result of the amount of hard work you're putting in. So last but not least, I'll be going over, just the general adjusting to a new environment at college. So, we're presented with a lot of different stressors in a new environment, some of them being peer pressure, independence, and emotional distress. In college, we are interacting with students from different cultural backgrounds. We join new clubs, we're a part of new events. And so in a lot of these new situations, we may see ourselves succumbing to peer pressure. And what I like to tell myself is always do what you're most comfortable with. Don't step out of your boundaries in these sort of situations. Listen to yourself, because no one knows yourself better than you. Don't do things just for the sake of doing them. Don't listen to others' opinions. Do what you want to do because you want to do it and you're comfortable doing it. In terms of independence and emotional distress, right? It's a harsh shift, because at home, everything's done for you. The laundry's cleaned, the dishes are cleaned, you have the meals at the right time set on the table. But in college, you're having to cook your own meals, you're having to get your own meals from the dining hall. And so what can happen is that causes a lot of stress for students, right? Because you're doing this on top of your academics. And a lot of us are also so many miles away from home. At least for me, I'm over 2,000 miles away from home currently. And being away from our family can cause a lot of emotional distress in students. So what I like telling myself and some of my peers is, don't internalize those feelings of distress, right? Share it with someone that you trust. Share it with a family member, a peer, a friend. Campuses offer some great health resources where you can connect with a counselor, a psychologist, or a therapist. And I think it's important to talk it out with someone, right? Because a lot of these times, these people have gone through the same situations as us. And so they often have great advice on how to tackle these challenges. And I think these conversations around mental health really have to be normalized in a college environment. And the only way that can happen is if all of us support each other and create this safe space where all students are comfortable with sharing their emotions and their true feelings with others. Another great way to combat this is to do something that you absolutely love, right? It can be joining orchestra, can be joining a club, a sport in college, because a lot of the time those fun events where we're bonding with new people can take our mind off of the stress that we're experiencing and can help us tackle that in a smoother way. So to wrap up my presentation today, these are just a few of my conclusions. First and foremost, eat healthy, eat well-balanced meals whenever you can. Always eat a cup or 2 cups of fruits and vegetables along with every meal. Create a consistent academic schedule and sleep schedule to really manage your time wisely in college. And anything that you approach, whether it be studying or joining a new club, approach it positively with a positive mindset, because that can really bring you success in all aspects of your college life, including academics and also your social life.